virtual selling. Why? Because I believe that whether we're in lockdown or whether we're not in lockdown, the fact is virtual selling is something that we've got to get better at. I, in fact, been using it, for the last 18 months, and I'm going to be showing you a lot of the stuff, and I'm going to actually introduce you to a bit of the technology and the equipment, hardware and software that I use. Yeah, as Lisa says, Google makes everyone a doctor. And I've got to tell you, by the way, if anyone is unwell, very, very sick, never go to Dr. Google because you're just going to get more depressed, right? Never go to Dr. Google. Anyway, guys and girls, I want to share this because I believe that, in fact, virtual selling has been part of our lives for a very long time. If you actually think about it, the first virtual selling tool was the actual mobile phone, because virtual selling is anything that replaces you as a person, right? And the phone was, in fact, the first thing that actually did that. So, in reality, we have been practicing virtual selling for a very long time. I'm going to repeat that again. Virtual selling is anything that replaces you. So, today I'm going to be showing you stuff that's going to help you get more listings and actually make more sales, whether you're in a COVID environment. And right now, the jury's out. Like, I got to tell you, lots of people are doing various things in the various lockdown areas. Some people, seem to still be going to listing presentations. Others don't go to listing presentations. Others are getting marketing together. All I can tell you is that the real estate heads are concerned with what may be happening specifically to Sydney, because this could actually go on for quite some time. And in fact, Dan White called me yesterday and we had a long chat. And I am going to reach out to everyone. I'm going to be sending out an email for New South Wales at least. We do want to put a case there that real estate is in fact an essential service to allow us to continue to list and sell property if this lockdown is to continue for the next 2 months. And who knows if that's going to happen. Anyway, so guys and girls, this heat's coming on here. It's a little bit hot. Do you mind if I just actually take this heat down? Thank you, thank you. Now, guys and girls, so let's start the show. So, oh, by the way, it would be wrong of me not to actually say thank you to my sponsors, who are all digital-based sponsors. And the reason they actually have decided to have a relationship with me, and it has been for quite some time, right? Like some of these people, it's been years, is that on Facebook and on Instagram. So Facebook, 50,000 people on my business page, and the second highest engagement of any real estate trainer or coach in the world. And on Instagram, just shy of 50,000, 49,500 people. And these are all genuine. I don't buy things, and you can look at it from the share, like, comments. You can very easily increase your numbers, right? But everyone treats those people like a joke, because you can actually see that actually no one engages with those pages. And that, my friends, is pretty stupid, because the algorithm actually works against you when you actually have fake followers, because what it actually shows, the proportion of people engaging in your content is low. So basically, the social media platforms think that you're a junk mailer, and they actually don't distribute your posts out into the marketplace. So guys and girls, a big thank you to Agent Box, the best CRM system of the lot. Campaign Agent, the best vendor paid advertising tool there is to help you get more vendor paid advertising before you bid. And I'm going to tell you, that will save you a lot of time doing inspections, because they'll be provided right at the time that you list the property. A secure exchange, which I believe is the biggest game changer in the legal fraternity that brings real estate agent and lawyers together for quick, transparent deals. And in addition to that, of course, Real Hub, which has the best pre-listing kits that I know. And you can also use their prospecting tool, which is the price update tool. So guys and girls, let's move on. Let's move on to the show. Jason Adcock, I'm enjoying your new brand as well, and your social media. He gets some incredible traction. So does Lisa Novak, of course. So let's go here and press our share screen, and we come here to our window, and we open up here, we come here, we do that there, And now we should actually have that. And I've got to tell you, guys and girls, that the goal is, of course, in real estate, when you're using social media, to meet someone who will buy or sell real estate one day. And I want you to know that you can call me old-fashioned, but listen to me very, very carefully. The phone continues to be the number one sales tool in the world, right? It is a form of virtual selling. And as I move on here, I'm going to start off and just share with you a couple of things that you may choose to post when you're a real estate agent trying to build a digital footprint. 2-Minute Tuesday. You could do that, right? 2-minute tips on Tuesday, testimonial Tuesday. Another great video to be producing on social media is we have a buyer. We have a buyer looking for this kind of property. The next one is doing an open home previews, which Lisa Novak does brilliantly. Putting out signboards, right? Recent sales, other agents listings sold by you, days on the market video, auction over reserve videos, community videos, expert series videos that Kathy did where she interviewed lawyers, accountants, mortgage brokers, stories and stats. Now, what I want to do is I want to stop share for a moment, and I want you to understand, listen to me very, very carefully. A lot of people turn around and say, oh, but Tommy, I'm just so nervous about this video sitting in my hand, right, staring there. Let me just give you a very, 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 very quick tip on how to actually overcome fear, procrastination, and paralysis of over-analysis of using the phone and building a footprint in your marketplace where it is led by video. Now, I'm going to just post that up there because I think that is a very good comment. Be fearful of your competitor who's not afraid of the phone. He who makes the most call wins. He who makes the most call wins. I like that, my friends. I like that. And by the way, those of you that are watching this right now and you're seeing me, bringing stuff up there right here, what I'm doing, my friends, here is, let's go here. We come here, banner, take this away there. And what you'll see is that banner has gone away. And then I can add comments as people are coming in, right? So what do we do here? Come here. Lisa Novak, Trevor Bowen, the fireman, my daughter's Redwood Cocktail there. I can add things in there, right? Very simple. So in many ways, you could be running your own TV studio by having the software that I'm using, and it's a subscription called StreamYard. It is called StreamYard. It allows you to actually more or less have this basic TV studio coming in here. And I'll give you another example, like you can add just your brand there. Tom Panos comes up there, my friends, right? I want to add my sponsors there. Campaign agent, as you can see there. Fantastic, guys and girls. If I wanted to add, let me see. What else can I do here? Add there? No, take that away. We can do this here. If I wanted to do there, forthcoming auction hack, guys and girls. Let me give you a tip with auctions. 3 days before your auction, what you do is you ring every buyer and say, what do you think the reserve should be? Shut up. Then you go to your auction vendor reserve meeting and say to the vendors, I rang up every buyer. This is what they said the reserve should be. My friends, let's go back here. We come back here and we are talking about the virtual masterclass in selling. So as you can see, my friends, this is what we're talking about. So guys and girls, I want you to know, I'm going to give you a very quick formula right here, right now, that is going to help you. That is going to help you, my friends, straight away actually shoot more video content and not have procrastination. It is called the PrEP formula. And the way it works is this. Before you go and shoot any video in your head, you pause for 2 minutes and you prep. P-R-E-P. You prep. And your prep looks like this. Sexify heading, 3 bullet points, outro. Bang. Then what you do is when you're on the phone, You act as if you're having a FaceTime call and you stare at the phone as if you're talking to one person. That brings the person into you, which is your whole audience, so they feel like you're talking to them. What it also does, it allows you to not be focused on yourself. Because when you're focused on yourself, you become self-conscious. And I want to remind you, when you're shooting video content, it's not about you. It is about your audience. So you speak to the audience and you bring them in. And the formula of prep, my friends, is simple. Sexify heading, 3 bullet points, outro. So let's do a real life example. Sexify heading is quality, not quantity. That's my heading. Just play with me here. Here are my 3 bullet points. Sell in winter, buy in spring, first bullet point. Second bullet point will be sell in isolation, buy in competition. And the third bullet point is beat the rush in spring. And then the outro is a call to action where I'm going to put my number and say ring me, and I'll actually come in and give you a very quick idea of what your property's worth. So bang, let's quickly do it. Hey everyone, it is Tom Panos here from XY Real Estate. I'm letting you know it is quality, not quantity. That's right. Due to open for inspections not being available for us, we're actually now realizing that we've got less buyers we're showing per property. But what's happened is the quality has come up because we're not getting the chronic looker. What does this mean for you right now in this market? Well, we're recommending that you take advantage of a spring as a buyer because there's going to be a lot of opportunities there. So how do you become a buyer in spring? By being a seller in winter. That's right. We're recommending you sell now where there's not a lot of stock. You sell in isolation, and then you become a buyer in spring, and you buy when there's a lot of properties on the market, and you can have a strategy which is called sell high, buy low. If you'd like me to tell you what I think your home will get right now, in fact, I will probably come over and tell you the buyer that will buy your home there and then. I have so many on my hands. Call me. My number is in the comments below. This is Tom Panos signing off. So guys and girls, as you can see, that simple template will keep you structured. I don't want you to have a scripted video. I want you to have a structured video. So hopefully if you can remember that formula, it's going to give you a little bit more confidence because you know that you're going to be worrying about a process and that you're not winging it. As David says, just do it. Don't overthink it. There's too many people that have paralysis by overanalysis. Guys and girls, I'm telling you straight, you don't have to get it right, but you do have to get it going. Perfectionism is the thief of progress. Remember that. Guys and girls, let me get rid of that banner. I don't want it there. Anyway, guys and girls, let's go back to my document here, and I want to just come in here. We share our screen, come back to our window. We're back to this presentation, and what I'd like to do is to run through and just let you know that I'm going to leave that there. By the way, TriCall for me, which I have no financial relationship with this company, but this is basically sending ghost voicemail. This is where many of you get my voice coming to your voicemail, and I have actually set it to say maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people, and it is just automated voice. It is better than email because you're actually having voice touch points with people, and it is extremely cost effective. Now, VPA campaign agent, again, I love this product because it is just so easy to get vendor paid advertising using this. And I've got to tell you, the agent that gets the most marketing has the best brand, and the agent that's got the best brand gets the most appraisals, and the agent that gets the most appraisals gets the most listings, and the agent that gets the most listings makes the most sales. So I want to talk to you a little bit about Zoom, right? And I'm not using Zoom right here, right now. I use Zoom a lot of the times. I'm not using Zoom right now. I'm using StreamYard. The advantages of using StreamYard on a live stream is I can go to multiple platforms, being LinkedIn, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, of course. And it also allows you to look at people's comments. It allows you to actually, bring in banners like I did, what have you. But let's keep moving on. This is what I use right now. StreamYard, easy subscription. I think it's $20 or $30 a month, right? The other tech tool that I absolutely love is My Prospector in the real estate gym. It is the Fitbit of prospecting. If you're a gym member, please use it. If you're not a gym member, get on the wait list, realestategym.com.au. That's it there. Now, I want to let you know, virtual selling, my friend, is video calls, phone calls, chat, text, emails, voicemails, social media, snail mail. It's anything that replaces face-to-face interaction, which we're all doing. Now, I want you to understand, Bart, if a robot could do your job, if all you're doing is letterbox drop, sending emails and posting on social media, I want you to know that you could be replaced. So at the end of the day, it is not about you having technology replace you. It's about it complementing you. And I'm also going to tell you that when you're using virtual, it requires vulnerability. It requires vulnerability because right now, my friends, hello, Tanya Jane. You know, Tanya, you were the first winner of the My Prospector competition. You were the first winner of the My Prospector competition. And look at you today. Look at you today, my friend. Now, guys and girls, I'm in a mental cul-de-sac and I can't get out. What slide was I in? Oh, yes, it requires vulnerability. Why? Because right now, I'm talking in the camera and I can't see your faces. So I've put myself out there. The truth is you can be sitting there and saying, what a dipstick, what an idiot, right? And what happens is I've got to sit here and I've got to sort of think to myself, I've got to block everything out and I've got to be speaking to you and I'm looking down the barrel of the camera, right? By the way, I'm not using a webcam. I'm going to talk about that in a second. I, in fact, have a Canon EOS and that is actually running through my computer because it gives such a better end product. Also, what you'll notice is I've got a very nice background, but what makes it nice is not the background itself. It is the green screen, my friends. It is the green screen. So if you are serious about it being a serious pro real estate agent, you need to upgrade your skills from a virtual selling perspective. And I've got to say to you, one of those is to make sure that you've got an office at home set up with the right cameras, the right lights, a green screen, which is going to ensure that when you're presenting, that you're actually nearly as good as what you would be there with that person, right? This Peter Alexander pajamas or ripped country road t-shirts with people having their little dogs sitting on them during COVID, talking to clients is not on, guys and girls, right? If you wouldn't do that in person, you won't do that virtually. Let's keep moving on. Going to share my screen again. Come here. Press share. Okay, so let's move on. Virtual selling requires vulnerability. And let me tell you, if you're prepared to be vulnerable, people are going to like you because they're going to realize that you've taken your mask off, my friends. So let's move on. Some best practice with video meetings. The first thing is, I've got to tell you, when people are judging you on a Zoom, they're judging you based on your appearance, your facial expressions, your body language, the video and audio quality, the backdrop, and the frame in the video. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment, the frame, but let me start off with some basic non-negotiables that people need to have. A selfie stick, ideally one that doubles up as a tripod. Here, my friends, is the equipment that I think has to be used by anyone that is serious about being a high-tech, high-touch agent. So a professional USB mic that goes into your computer. Now, if you're not using a mic, you must at least use AirPods. You must buy this Rode mic. I sent this to Mark Suller last night. You need to buy these. These give you beautiful crystal clear sound when you connect one of those to your phone and one of those clips onto your shirt. And that gives you great sound, and sound's really important because the quality of a video is highly influenced by the quality of the sound. And for those of you that don't want to spend the $250 on those Rode Go mics, you can just buy a smart lav that clips into your mobile phone. Let's keep moving on. And I've got to tell you, the next thing that is going to affect your videos a lot is the lighting. You need to have lights at nighttime because otherwise you'll have terrible videos. In the daytime, may I just say, face natural light. Nothing beats natural light. But when you don't have natural light, you do need to buy either one of these ring lights that you can whack your phone on, or one of these nice lights there, these LEDs. Now keep moving on. By the way, if you want to have a camera, but you don't want to go spend $1,000 or $2,000, I suggest that you actually buy one of the following 4. These webcams, particularly number 4, the Brio 4K, will improve the quality of the video that you produce dramatically, my friends. Now, guys and girls, by the way, can you see that? This is an incredible mic. It's called the Blue Yeti. The Blue Yeti. YouTubers love this mic. I love this mic because it's got a setting that you can get sound everywhere. That's because you're a winner, Mark, because I told you to do something, Mark, and you're a winner, Mark, and I'm letting you know. I'm putting it out there. I'm committed. I'm going to make Mark Saleh the first agent in the Canterbury Bankstown area to write $4 million a year in real estate. That's my commitment. Guys, and Lisa Novak says, stand up, because when you're standing up, you've got energy, right? Standing up. Guys and girls, let's keep moving on. The other device that I've got is a Stream Deck. I just absolutely love this device, but I'm not going to talk to you too much about it today. So let me move on. I'm coming back here. Share screen. Come here, window. So yeah. Oh, by the way, yeah. You can't rely on the cameras in computers. Even the latest Apple MacBooks with their M1 chips, blah, blah, blah. You need to update and have a webcam. And I can tell you, Logitech controls the whole market with webcams. You've got to get a Logitech. And I have to say to you, you'll be even shocked at how good, in fact, this is the one I reckon you should buy, right? Because it will do an incredible job. And the cost of it, this is the one, the C270, $88, just sits on your computer. Let's keep moving on. Here is what my studio sort of looks like, right? You've got a green screen, right? You've got mics there, as you can see, right? Various lights there. That's what it looks like. But the green screen just makes such a big difference. Keep moving on. Now, framing. On the framing side, my friends, it's important the way you stare in the computer. Like, look at the various options. This guy here is skydiver. That there is bobblehead. Stargazer. Like, this guy's just popped an ecstasy tablet and he thinks the cops have caught him, right? Then you've got witness protection, right? Where you've got the light coming behind you, right? That is not what you want. You always face light in front of you, not light coming behind you. Then you've got, max headroom. That's where there's just too much room. And then, as you can see there, that last one there, the Grim Reaper. Guys and girls, as you can see, me right here. Mark Novak loves these toys, I know. Mark Novak is the biggest tech junkie. He is a drug addict on tech tools, I'm telling you. He is just obsessed. And I've got to tell you, one of the smartest guys I know in tech. In fact, he was doing tech when no one else was. Mark Novak, your man. He was doing tech, my friends, when we thought the fax machine was an invention. So guys and girls, let's keep moving on. Share screen. By the way, you know why I'm hurrying today? Because I want to watch Australia play Spain in the Olympic Games. That's why I'm hurrying, my friends. I want to watch Australia play Spain in the Olympic Games. And that game has already started. So let's go back to share screen, share screen. So the next thing is posture. Don't lean close to the camera, slump, low energy, or leaning back. Guys and girls, do you understand? I'm doing about eight conferences a week. I do training sessions. So by the way, whilst I don't do a lot of one-on-one coaching because I've got too many one-on-ones. If you've got some team coaching you want to do during this lockdown period, man, just hit us up. We'll try and fit it in. We normally need about 10, 11 days notice to fit in a 1 hour session, and we can do it on scripts and dialogues. We can do it on social media. We can do it on prospecting, which is one of my favorite subjects. Let's keep moving on. Guys and girls, I am going to let you know that I'm going to stop sharing here. And I'm going to finish. We've been going for around half an hour. Guys and girls, the score Nick Roma has said is 0-0, Australia versus Spain. May I say to you, can you all please stay healthy? Let's make sure that we do what we have within our control to actually start moving forward and get rid of this monster. In the meantime, all I'm going to say to you is, if you are in a lockdown area, please stay off that pajama slope, the one that you're wearing a robe at 10 o'clock in the morning and you're sort of just drifting through the house, thinking to yourself, hey, I don't have to do anything. No, get up early, exercise in the morning, write out a clear to-do list. If you win the first hour, you win the day. You have ample time to have family time, ample time to actually have time to yourself. Put in 5 or 6 hours of work if you're in a total lockdown area. And I've got to say to you, my friends, I'm letting you know, I think that we've got the best is yet to come. September through to December, I'm telling you, there is going to be more stock on the market in Australia and New Zealand that we've seen for years. Guys and girls, I'm signing off. Thank you so much. For the biggest thing that you can do is your attention. And remember, my friends, always remember, if it's got to be, it's up to me. Never, ever outsource your problem to an external party. One of my goals with the real estate gym and the time I spend with you on a Sunday night, Rand, is to help you to become self-sufficient. Guys and girls, signing off.